This is GARIS Masculist MGTOW flyers. 2 to 3 page essays on masculist and MGTOW themes. This is flyer number 192, entitled, I strongly disagree with you, how dare. Description. This flyer strongly disagrees with Howard Dare, a well-known MGTOW YouTube content producer, who thinks that women, quote, cannot bring home the bacon, that is, are not capable of being FIPs, that's FIP, financially independent persons. This view of his runs so counter to the core of masculist thinking that it's a red flag to masculists who push hard and put strong moral pressure on women to FIP up or be punished by men by not having one. If women want to eat, they will be forced to adapt, and adapt they will. Clicking on the link to the flyer itself, just a minute. That's Howard Dare, when you say that women are incapable of being FIPs, financially independent persons, paraphrasing you a bit, I see a red flag. I strongly disagree with you on this point. The core idea of the masculists is that women have to be FIPs or be punished by not having one. Be FIP or be manless. Now that women can work, they must work, because anything else is parasitism of the money of a man. Masculists are very conscious that so many of men's gender issues would be solved if all women were socialized and educated to be FIPs. The masculists push for the creation of a FIP society, where both sexes, especially women, are expected to be FIPs or be shunned socially. Women are human beings with human brains and hence are capable of adapting to a changing situation or starve to death. What is changing around them is MGTOW/masculism. In the major countries now, US, Japan, Germany, etc., 2/3 of young men under 35 refuse to marry, refuse to have kids, and spend their money on themselves. Young women are now waking up in droves that they are not going to have a kid because no quality man will give them their sperm. Of course, any woman can go to a bar and have a one-night stand with some trash male, but her hypergamous nature will stop her because she knows that doing that would give her a trash kid. We men have the power to force women to FIP up. Nearly all men are socialized and educated to be FIPs, so men don't need women financially to survive. But 3/4 of 16-year-old women choose to become fluffies by choosing to study fluffy crap subjects, that is, the soft option, the intellectually easy, intellectually lazy, memory-based, non-analytical, non-math, non-science majors that will make them career incompetent and hence fluffies in their 30s when their biological clocks are ticking hard. A fluffy is a traditional woman who expects to be able to parasite off the money of a man. Fluffies are the enemy of the masculists, who see them as immoral, parasitic, manslaving vermin to be wiped out by being ignored by men to death. These fluffies will then look around for some manslave to parasite upon and have him pay for the middle-class house that she wants to raise her kids in, and then take it from him a decade later when she takes him to the fluffy feminist-dominated divorce court system. A fluffy can only be a fluffy if she can get her financial claws into some manslave, but MGTOW masculism is causing the supply of such manslaves to dry up. In a decade, probably only about 10% of young men will be prepared to be manslaves to fluffy parasites. So, women have to FIP up or be manless. They have no choice. We men are forcing women to FIP up and putting enormous moral pressure on them to FIP up or be spat at by men, and increasingly by young women who are FIPs and who see that the reason that men are not going to give them babies is due to the hypocrisy of the fluffy feminists who have taken over the divorce courts and made them toxic for men, causing the massive MGTOW backlash of men in motivating them to boycott marriage and paternity. Soon, young women will be hating the fluffy feminists as much as men hate them, because these young women will correctly deduce that they will not have babies because of the toxicity of divorce and hence marriage, resulting in few men being prepared to be manslaves to fluffy parasites. I only have to look at my own sister to see a real FIP. Christ, she's more financially and career competent than her two brothers, so much so that my very pragmatic father has given her the decision power to distribute his inheritance to his 3 children. I look at my sister and see what women can become. She is no fluffy career-wise. She's an alpha female, capable, expecting to pull her weight financially and not parasite off a man. Such an idea would be anathema to her. It's the task of the masculist movement worldwide to instill the value into women that fluffies are immoral, parasitic, man-slaving vermin who will be wiped out by men ignoring them to death. Women will be forced to FIP up for their own survival or be spat at. Fluffies are vermin to masculists and MGTOWs. Summarizing, women are capable of bringing home the bacon, of adapting. They have to, because if they don't, they pay a very heavy price. They will be left manless, loveless, sexless, babyless, poor, and spat at by society. Cheers. Prof. Dr. Hugo de Garis. Email profhugodegaris@yahoo.com. Website profhugodegaris.wordpress.com.